Okay, so we are all welcome to the first general meeting of the Tisontaba Women's Unity. As we all know, this particular organization have started not today. It's been in operation for some time now, but we've had our share of challenges, and we've gotten to the point where we think that we should re-strategize things and see how we can formalize our activities to position us strategically for growth. So, unfortunately, Auntie Maggie will not be able to join us because she's on transit from Accra to Tamale. But thankfully, we are recording this meeting. We will share the recording with her, and whatever information we have passed, we would make it available to her. So first of all, we are going to present what has been happening so far within the organization, and then how far we have come. But before then, I want to give a background of what has happened from the beginning of the year up to now. Along the way, we noted the need to keep consistent record keeping and to get a software to manage this organization. This particular thing we agreed on the last time we met right here in my house. Mama, Auntie Maggie, David was here. Vincent was supposed to be here that time, but he was on campus for a lecture, and so he couldn't join us. That was the time we wanted Vincent to give us a presentation of the model of how similar operations were happening in other organizations, but he managed to give us the slides. We shared the slides, and then we'd had some discussion. One of the things that came up from that discussion was for us to get a software to manage the activities of the organization. So we have the software now. If I can just show you briefly, this software is known as eBanker. It is actually a complete banking software that we have subscribed on. And you can see from my screen, if you can confirm, can you see from my screen? Yes. Yes. So this is eBanker software. This is what we have formally procured as an organization to manage our data, our information, our transactions. It has the ability to generate reports and everything. You would see what we have done so far from here, and then we would see how helpful this has been. So the software procurement was about 3,000 CDs plus. We have monthly subscriptions of 250 CDs since March. And so we have data and information on it. It's very accurate and it's very helpful. And then along the way as well, Vincent has joined our team. And Vincent has actually been the champion for the figures and the performance that you will see very soon. It's really been very, very helpful. We will see what we've been able to bring up in the presentation. So this is how far we have come. Right now, Vincent has joined the team as the branch manager. In fact, let me just say the more than a branch manager for Tisontaba Women's Unity. And so for the sake of streamlining information and to make things easy, we have broken down into two branches. So the main branch will be the one that Auntie Maggie is managing. And then we have the second branch, which is branch 2, right? is recorded, is shown as branch 2 on the system. So all the activities that we have been running from this time forward is branch 2. So in the first model that Auntie Maggie and myself and David and Mama were managing, we noticed some bottlenecks, especially when it comes to data record keeping, and then also issues that have to do with collections. Most of the collections, very good collections, but the collections are done on monthly basis. And we noted that at the monthly collections, there are a lot of defaults. If you look at the data we have, there are a lot of defaults. And that was something I thought that because the monthly payments were a little bit so huge, sometimes the women find it difficult to make some of those monthly payments. And so the issue of default has been high. And secondly, the fact that we don't take security deposit, because initially the model that Vincent showed us that is working for other organizations like the Bonzali, the ASA, most of the organizations that are into what we are doing, their model is to ensure that they have what they call security deposit. So someone cannot take a loan without a security deposit. The person has to put money as a group. That is the group security that we give. I mean, we have. So that security deposit comes to us so that if a member is not able to meet their weekly obligation, so we broke it down, we decided that let's try this and see how it works. So we are now doing for this particular branch 2. Auntie Maggie's own, which is the main branch, is still running on the monthly model. But we said, let's try the weekly model. Let's see how we can adjust. The weekly model, so far, we have tried it for 2 months, right? And out of the 2 months, recovery is 100%. And we have security deposit. We have received security deposit worth over 45,000 cedis. It means that the women that we are working with, their money with us is about 45,000 cedis. So if anyone is not able to pay their weekly contributions or recoveries, we will pick from that security deposit to cover. So there's no way someone can default. And because it is done on weekly basis, these weekly collections are petty. They are new, like 100 cedis, 50 cedis, 200 cedis maximum, depending on how much loan the person has taken. So that one is very easy for them to pay because their work is such that every day they are selling. So when he sells and he's supposed to give you 100 cedis, 200 cedis, it's easy than for the person to sell for 1 month and come and give you 500, 600. It looks so big for them. So that is some of the reasons why this particular model is working. And just imagine 45,000 cedis of their own money with us. We have loaned it back to them. And so it helps. So this model seems to be working. And that's why we want to present what we have done so far. And Vincent has been the one who has championed this mostly. So far, we have about 5 groups. And then we have weekly collections and all that. So I will let Vincent, I believe you have the capacity to present, right?
Yes.
I have the slides so you can, I have projected the slides so you can share from, you can continue from the slides and then give us an update of a report from the beginning up to now. So let's hear from Vincent. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much.
So the
So the
report
report
starts
starts
from
from 8th May. I think officially the second branch started on 8th May.
then
Then as of
10th
10th
July.
July.
So the
So the
report
report, that's
the
the
summary of
summary of
the
the
report.
report.
So
So as of yesterday, our total number of active members, we have 111.
and then
And then total admission and registration fees, we have accumulated 1,070 cedis. and then total passbook fees
also
also 1,070 cedis.
number of active
Then we
borrowers.
have total number of
So the
active
difference between the
borrowers.
active
So the
borrowers
difference between the
total
active borrowers and the total active members are that the active borrowers have taken loan,
the total
but
members are
the total members are actually the security
overall.
members. That's the overall total members we have on the
The
system.
active borrowers
But the active borrowers are the ones who have actually taken loan for now and are paying back to the company. So we have 93 active borrowers.
and then
And then we have total number of groups for now. That is 6. That's in addition to the ECG group.
we have
We have 6 for now.
So
So moving to the next slide, our monthly report for May.
in
In May, we started on 8th May.
for the
For the month of May, we created group 4 groups.
and
And then we had a total members of 52 in May. Then we took admission fee, that's 520 cedis. Then we took a total passbook of 520 cedis. And in May, we had a total security deposit of 10,375 cedis.
Security deposit here, that money from the women, their own money also with us. Exactly.
and
then we disbursed a
loan,
total loan of 96,000 in May.
and then
And then we took a total service charge. That's what they learn as the loan processing fee, 1,920.
and then we
And then we had a total
of
1,640 receipt of salary allowance and then subscription, and then renting of stationaries and other stuff, 1,640. And we sold resolution book for 140 for the 4 groups.
Then
Then this is the breakdown for the report for June. That's last month. For June, we created only 1 group.
and then
And then the total members for June that we had in June was 49.
So
So what happens here is that as the group keeps going, more members join
the
group,
even
with the whole group.
yes, it keeps expanding. And in the group, we can take a maximum of 30 people. But when we get a group that is more than 30, we can divide it into 2. That will be
It keeps expanding. And in the group, we can take, that will be the same group, but we are divided into 2. So group 1 and group 2, they sit at the same place, but at different times. So like divided group into 2. Then we had a total members of 49. Then total admission was 490, and total passbook was 490. So we take admission fee and then the money for passbook. It's also a way of generating income for the company. And then for June, we had a total security deposit of 26,775. And we had total installment for June alone, 30,175. That's for installment collection. And total loan disbursed in June alone was 223,500. And we took a total service charge of 4,290 cedis. Total expenses for June amounted to 1,300 cedis. And we sold the resolution book for 30. Now the resolution book is the big book that we normally buy for them, where we record every detail, the monies we have taken for them, weekly installment that they have paid. So if somebody picks the book, the person knows that the person started from this day and the person ended from this day. So you have accurate bookkeeping record. So here we have a summary of everything that we have done. Total loan disbursed, we have 390,000. Interest payable, that's 78,000 cedis. Total service charge is 7,600. And the total security that we have taken from the members is 45,000 Ghana cedis. So that is their money that is with us currently. And we have loaned that money back to them again for business.
So just move to the next slide. Let me also just clarify this for the sake of those, maybe the terminologies. So in terms of cash, in terms of the value of loans or money that has been given out to them is the 390,000 cedis that Vincent just mentioned. Interest payable means that out of this 390,000, we are expecting interest of 78,000 within the collection period, which is 24 weeks. That is 6 months. So from now, or from the point where we started discussing this 390 up to the end of 6 months for each of the loans, we are expecting 78,000. And then the service charge that came out of the loans that we disbursed is what he mentioned as 7,600. Now, my interest passes is on the security deposit. So just imagine 45,000. That is more like free money for us. That's what the teacher said. We have loaned this money back to them because it's their own money that they are keeping with us every week when we are going to do collections. Each member is supposed to pay 25 cedis as security deposit. So the amount of loan that you will be able to access will depend on the amount of security deposit you have with us. So we have been able to about 45,000 cedis as security deposit. So this money is not sitting in the bank account. We have given it out back to them as loan. So that's what we did. So let's continue.
Okay. So to add to what Shadrach said, the security deposit also serves as a leverage for us as a company. So for instance, when the rule is that the person cannot accept the security deposit until it's 4 months. So after 4 months, the person can accept the security deposit. So for instance, when you go to a group meeting and then the person said they don't have money, you can pick from there. Instead of coming empty-handed, it's either you allow the group to pay the money. You allow the group to contribute because they sit in group. You allow the group to contribute and pay for the defaulter. Or you pick from the person's security deposit so that when the person gets money, the person will replace it back. But if the person doesn't replace it back, when the person is done and wants to take it, the person has to replace that money, or you give the person the same amount that she took before. So that is how the security. So it serves as a reward. So when it gets to a time and the person's business is not well, and the person wants to adjust. Adjust here means you want to use the loan to settle the security account to settle the loan. You can do that. So you use the person's security to clear off the rest of the loan. Outstanding loan. So in case there is balance, the person will come for the balance, or the person will still keep the balance in the account, come for a new loan, the loan. So the person will start paying a new security deposit and also take another loan. So at the end of it all, the company gains. You don't lose at the end of it all, and you don't have money with them. So with here we have a summary of our income statements. Okay. So the income statement, we have other operating income. That's 1,500. Now the other operating income here means the passbook and the registration fee we have taken. Okay. The printing of the passbook, one costs 6 cedis, and we give it to them at 10 cedis. Okay. So when I'm keying in the expense, I key it at 6. So that's what the system has generated it as 1,500 inclusive with the registration fee. Is 30. So in all registration fee and then passbook 14 cedis. So it's 14,000. So it's run into 1,500. That system. And the service charge we are taking is 7,600. It's supposed to be 7,600 because of the ECG.
Higher rates.
So you take service charge, security for them, or the 2% amount we take. So the day we are on scheme, and then I added the service charge. That's why the system is showing it as 7,660, but it's supposed to be 7,600. Interest received on group loans is 7,500. So far, the interest we have received from the loan we have disbursed is 7,504 cedis. That's the interest we have received so far. The loan we have disbursed. And the interest received on individual loans is 416.67. Okay, so for the EC, we classify them as individual loans. So normally when we are giving them, we classify them as individual. But for the women, we put them under group loan. So that's why you see that these two interest retained or gotten is showing 7,504 cedis and 416 respectively. So we have a total income of 17,801 cedis as of yesterday. Then we now come to our expenses. Sales and wages cost 2,900. Then travel and conveyance expenses was 10 cedis. Then we have subscriptions. Then travel and conveyance, that's 500 cedis. Printing and stationery cost 720. Interest paid on savings account was 0.02. So in total we have 4,130 cedis. That's why expenses for the 2 months. So when you subtract it from our total income, we have a net income of 12,951.25. So in reality, these are net income for these 2 months that we have. operation.
Okay, good. So let me just put some emphasis on what Vincent has just explained. So what we have here is our income statement. I mean, to break it down, this is our profit and loss statement for 2 months of operating. So total profits or total money that we made, the revenue we made is the 17,081 you see as the total income. So within 2 months, we've been able to raise 17,081 as profit. That's the income. Then expenses, so salary and wages, subscription. We are doing 250 a month for software. So for 2 months, you will see 500. If we were to start from March, you see the period for this is from May to July. That's 2 months. But the software was actually procured in March. April, we didn't do anything. May, when we started operating branch 2. So you would, if we were to add the cost, the initial cost of the software, we would be reading about 3,500 plus for software subscription. So if you see our total expenses for the 2 months is about 4,130 cedis. And so our net income, money that we can, the profit that we have made for 2 months is 12,981. We are still growing. This is just the beginning. So this is good, at least for what we are seeing. Because at this stage, for 2 months, for over 93 people, there is no single default in any of the recoveries because of the security we have put in place. So let's move on.
So the next one we have our expenses. That is a breakdown of the expenses that we have done over the 2 months. So just a breakdown. It amounts to the 4,100 and something we tested in the other slide. Then we have our balance sheet. So I think the balance sheet is just the summary of everything that we input in the system or everything that we are doing. So you have cash in hand. That's 4,000. 4,895. Cash control is 0.00. And the Zenith Bank, that's minus.
I will explain.
Okay. The individual loans we have given out is 15,333. And then we have group loan of 340,479. Now, the first day we're giving the loan, there was a mistake, so we had to reverse another 5,000. So that one was not an actual loan we gave out, but the system captured it. So anytime we are doing any breakdown, we have to take that 5,000 out of the total loan. To give us the correct figure. That's Ibrahim Awab. When you check the system, you see that name appears to 5,000. It's only one that she's paying for. So you have
Okay, so this is the balance sheet. Now the balance sheet gives us an idea of our strengths. That is what is the foundation of the organization. First of all, we have assets. Assets is what belongs to us. Then we have liabilities. Liabilities is what is not for us. Then we have equities. Equities or retained earnings is the money that the capital, that the seed money that is producing the assets in the liabilities. That is the equities. So the equities can be the money that we ourselves put inside the business. Our own contribution. So the initial seed money that we use to build the assets, the equity. So the equity, we can have two types. Equity that is coming from individuals. That is pure equity. Retained earnings is the equity that is coming from the company itself. That is profit that we had. At the end of the day, whatever profit we made, we have put it back inside the business. So that is the retained earnings. So if you look at the first part, which is the assets, we have cash in hand. of 4,895. You see that if you check the screenshot that Vincent put up here, this was as at 2 p.m. yesterday. By then, he had just come with collections from the field. So physical cash that was in our hand was 4,895. That money was yet to be put in the Zenith Bank account. So the Zenith Bank account, you see, is reading negative 4,624. As at now, that money has been credited into our Zenith Bank account. So we would see that if you net it, it means that we have just about 270 CDs physical cash in the Zenith Bank account if we net this off. You see the individual loans, the group loans. I'm getting a notice that the meeting will end in a few because we are not using the professional version. But I mean, when it breaks off, we will connect again. So that is the breakdown. The security deposit, you can see it clearly there, 45,500. That is for our women. It's not our money, but we have loaned it out anyway. Equity, so we have equity of 300,000. So we put in seed of 300,000. That 300,000 has generated loans worth, income or assets worth 356,000 CDs and 83 CDs and 27 pesos. So this is the balance sheet recently. Can we move on? This is a picture of the passbook we are using currently for two. There's another initial passbook that was created. Auntie Maggie has those ones. They are still Maggie. They are not also a waste. We can still use them once we get everything on. Because the idea is to showcase this, see what is happening, so that I am more particular about the whole thing because Auntie Maggie's side, which is the main branch, the major one, major one, because I want us to streamline all these things because it appears that the weekly collection is the best. The monthly one, the recovery rates are not so encouraging. And once we don't get things documented properly, we cannot tell what we are making. We cannot tell the direction we are making. And so this is an appeal I want to make to Auntie Maggie that yes, we have come far on this. Your experience cannot be measured on how you have come on this, but these are the little things we need to. You can imagine if Auntie Maggie were taking security deposits, how much money we will have from them to us. And so no one can have defaults. We can have questions, but basically it helps we work together. So we will be happy to see the main branch come up so that we can follow the same format. The existing groups that are there will have to follow our rules. I know that some of them are very good groups. We have very good members amongst them. But then we cannot be doing, because we don't take any physical security from them. So when it is a group, let us get the group formally set up, set formal weekly dates with them. Let them give us they do it with other people, so they know it. It's not new to them. But when there is a cheap way out, they will go for that one. So this is a picture of the passbook that we are currently using. This is the inside of it. You can see security deposit loan account, blah, blah, blah. These are for documentation purposes because from here we will be discussing how we are going to be raising funds to improve on this. This is the registration form that we are using currently for branch 2. It is for Tison Taba Women's Unity. And so it is for all of us. This is not for one person. These are samples of what Vincent has been doing on the field when he go to do recoveries. You can see from the book from here. This is part of that book. So this is how far we have come with Tison Taba Women's Unity. We will pause here for 1 or 2 questions, if there are any, before we move on to the next session. The next session will start after 5 minutes because we have 5 minutes for this meeting to end. So we will connect again. And hopefully, I hope the record is on so that we will discuss the next part. The second part of this is very important to me because this is where we want to discuss. You can see from this, We have fundraising strategies. We will set timelines to see how we can raise funds and share performance highlights. And then from now onwards, we will be meeting every month to discuss our performance, discuss our weaknesses, discuss the way forward. And I am particularly very, very happy with what Vincent has brought on board and the way he's kind. You can see from this WhatsApp group, these are daily reports that Vincent has been sending. Anytime he goes to the field, he will send a report. The daily report, you see the date. This is the group name. The security deposit he picked from them. Recoveries, the installment of the recoveries he picked from them. Admission, the admission means that in that particular group there was a new member. So that new member will have to pay an admission fee of 10 cedis and another 10 cedis for the passbook. So for this particular group, on that day, he received a total of 4,520. And this money, he will take it to the bank and deposit it and bring this report. So everyone sees it. Then the second group, you can see all the groups on daily basis. He sends this report, except if we didn't go out. So you can imagine for this particular group, these were two groups on the 29th. Total, so this particular group, security deposit was 1,050. Installment, that is recovery, was 4,175. There was a service charge of 100 cedis. That is coming from a loan that he gave on that day, 5,000. So total of 5,325 was deposited to the bank. The same for this group. So this seems to be working seamlessly. Of course, we are not saying that we don't have challenges. We are just starting. We want to build this so that it will run on its own. Whether Auntie Maggie travels or not, whether I travel or not, I mean, whichever way, the organization should be on its feet and run smoothly without any other person worrying about all this. And so let us grow together. Right now, after this session, we will be discussing the way forward to raise funds. We can get funding from people who will be ready to support. Then we will see. So 2 minutes for questions.
I just want clarification. The security charges we give to the women. Does it mean that they are like the shares of the material you show a share to that, or it's also different way of trying to secure the organization? That's the first one.
Okay.
Then the second clarification, I'm hearing ECG, I don't know what's ECG.
Okay. So let me clarify the ECG, then we will talk about the share. So the ECG is that we have the ECG school.
Oh,
They take loan. They are because their salary comes to the bank. And so that one we give to them. So that's why we have classified them as a group here.
I thought it is your
No.
No.
Okay,
That's all right.
Thank you.
The security deposit has been
the shareholders of the company. It serves as a leverage for us in the
Okay, so
we are not only looking at
just
giving them the loan. We are trying to build an impact whereby we can incorporate that culture of savings in them, so that it shouldn't be like every time they are taking loans.
they should also be able to save money for themselves. So we are forcing them to learn to save for themselves. So that security deposit is their money. It's not for us. They can come and withdraw like a bank from us. So at the end of the period, you are taking loan from us, but you are also saving money for yourself. So when you finish paying your loan after 6 months, you may still have maybe 1,000 cedis, 2,000 cedis with us, and you can withdraw to help you.
It means that the benefit,
And it benefits us.
As well. But when we take their security,
We will give it to them.
the loans, we get more
Interest on
than
the
we can deal with.
Yeah.
So we just give them savings, the benefit of
And
it.
so, like the next session that will be good, 1 minute. I want to so we are not so into it. This on Taba is not so much about profitability all those things. We want to begin to involve community services, health screenings, and trainings. I mean, this is Auntie Maggie's fault, and that's why I'm excited that she's part of this. So can we offer? We can go and give them trainings on how to make soap, how to make this. That is what we are giving back to them, and we take records of all these things. Once we share these things, we will get people to sponsor us. We will get people to help us grow and scale. So I'm stopping the meeting here. We will join again and start the second session in the next few seconds. So please join again if you are with us. Thank you.